Welcome to Game.wav.
I just always sit in like the same spot. Yeah. I like this middle row.
It's a good spot.
Yeah.
It's a good spot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come clean, and I'm going to say that I'm going to come clean and say that I did not have a lot of time to prepare for this meeting, but meaning that you know it's a new year. I think that I get at least one credit, you know, for that, and we're going to be using this microphone today because I forgot all my cables. I've been redoing my studio, so it's I've had to get my extra stash. So welcome to Game.wav. All things games, all things audio, all things games audios, all things waves.
Are we live?
We are live. We've been live for about an hour, a half hour, because I wanted to make sure that it worked. So today, welcome. You guys know all this stuff already. If it's not a safe place, tell me and I will make it safe. Safe as it can be. So we're doing the intro right now. We're going to do some announcements if there's any announcements. I have a couple that I want to point out, but I couldn't find it in the Discord. If anybody can find the link, but I wanted to talk about some stuff. And we'll do playback feedback, and then we'll do sound reveal with a mystery game. That is not that much of a mystery. It's a game that I like. Oh, we're passing around the Skittles. Nice.
Don't mind if I do.
Nice. Taste the rainbow, right? And then we'll go to the bar, which I already want to go because I'm starving. Yeah. But anyways, so IGDA Twin Cities is all volunteer. You all know this since you've already been here. We got some elections coming up soon.
Yeah,
and
I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah, you did. Okay. I'm a little, I don't know. I don't know if I want, I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
But we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, board, all volunteer run. I'm volunteer for this. And it's awesome. We're an amazing community. I would be very sad without it.
You're missing the last person from the volunteer pictures.
I don't know what happened to it. I think this is an old slide.
Uh,
I get a pass, Josh.
photography.
I get a pass.
That was a really interesting phrase.
So I definitely need to highlight the fact that Global Game Jam is coming soon. We talked about it yesterday, but it's an awesome event. Space Mace wouldn't be a thing without Global Game Jam. That was one of my first things I ever did in this community, and it's awesome. I'm gonna be going, but I think only on Friday. I have to work on Saturday and Sunday, but I might come for a little bit on Saturday too.
Are you taking part in that?
What was that?
Are you taking part?
I think I'm gonna come and do one day of stuff.
Okay.
See what I can do. Hi, welcome.
You're gonna write the music and then let someone else make a game around it.
Well, or just talk about, I don't know. We'll see. But I would like to be there because I could probably do some stuff remote too. But yes, Global Game Jam is awesome. Definitely do it if you want to make something really fast and just have a good time sort of talking about games or making games, not talking about them. I mean, you're going to have to talk too, but so yeah, Global Game Jam. So we have many events in our wonderful, amazing community. The first one of the month is Jam Night, which is the first Wednesday of the month at Noble Robot. And then we've got our main game dev meeting at 2DHQ. I'm not even calling it new anymore because it's not new really, but it's a great little venue in what was that? St. Anthony? That's not St. Anthony, Maine. It's
14th, right?
Yeah, it's northeast.
14th and something.
Yeah.
14th and
northeast Minneapolis-ish. It's in basically the warehouse-ish district. And then we got Twin Cities Playtest, where you bring your own games and we play test games. That's the third Wednesday of every month at Noble Robot, which is in St. Anthony, Maine. I can say that for sure. And then we got our fourth Wednesday of every month. We've got the Minnesota VR and HCI meetup. Do they do much HCI anymore? What is HCI?
Human-computer interaction.
Okay, then tons of it.
I'm
Kind
just
of vague
raising my
enough
hand
to-
to ask whether it will, it is, what it is.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's like it's basically like what this is, only they talk more about the VR side of things, like more like and interact like keep saying human computer interaction stuff. So and that's in West End.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Zach likes to say, weird input devices, but not that weird.
Yeah. Weird input devices, but not that weird.
Hello.
Welcome, sir. I salute you.
Don't forget the rainbow tribute.
Yeah, you gotta get some Skittles, I guess. They're right there. And then we've got the Women in Games Gathering on the third Saturday of every month at Noble Robot. And then this meeting, which is the best of all of the meetings, and that's now. Mostly every second Thursday of every month, only this, except for this month, and I think one other month. But anyways, big thanks to our sponsors. I've talked about all these, Noble Robot, 2DHQ. Hennepin Tech, obviously the biggest thank you.
Yeah.
And then big thank you for Nice Games Alliance, which is awesome. And if you want to donate to an amazing organization, yeah, we're doing snaps. Yeah, snaps. We don't do claps in here, we do snaps. That's right, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Except I have clappers look like.
KJ's clapped, but not here. We don't clap in here. I'm just kidding. Okay, so community plugs. Anybody got anything?
BGM Con. It's
I was literally going to talk about that. So I dropped my little thing, so I'm not going to play that. I am actually on. I run the indie dev. Well, next year I will be. I'm shadowing this year, but I run the indie room now for BGM Con. So if
Formerly Gamers Rhapsody.
Formerly Gamers Rhapsody, yes. So I'll be running that next year, but this year I'll be shadowing. And so if you want any information on the yes, you gotta send money. Yes. If you want any information about how to get your game in there, let me know, and I will get you the right place. And then there was this really cool VR orchestra thing that we put in the. I don't know where it's at in the Discord. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I can find it. I know what
Okay.
you're talking
Oh, I saw somebody.
Trent's gonna find it.
Yeah.
But that was the thing I really wanted to share because I thought it looked really cool and it was like adjacent to what we talk about here, and it's VR, and so it's kind of a little of everything. While Trent's finding that, presenters always wanted. I really royally crapped the bed for Scott last year, but this year, let me tell you, we got fail-safes on fail-safes on fail-safes. And this is a fail-safe right now. I'm literally sporting the fail-safe for this year already because I forgot all my cables at home. So yeah, if you got something game audio related, like synth patch something, or your favorite OST you are really digging, you want to talk about it. It doesn't really matter as long as it's game audio related. That would be awesome. You can always reach out to me at my email, rob.frostii@gmail, or you can hit me up on Discord at robertfrostii or the third. We have a Discord channel.
You mean it's not Frosty?
It's not Frosty.
Frosty.
It's not, spelled with I's instead of E's or IE. Yeah, no, it's not that. We do have a Discord channel in the Twin Cities IGDA channel. So if you aren't part of the Game.wav channel, you should be, because it's where we're at.
I just
Sounds good.
put the link you're looking for in Game.wav.
Oh, cool. Let me look. Why don't you just tell us about it?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. I just saw it and I thought it was
and
cool.
then I forgot.
What's it called? Let's just.
Well, it's the Schubert Club?
Schubert Club?
Schubert Club?
Here, let me
Call for
look.
volunteers. It's a virtual reality experience with the Mahler
Ah, yes, the
Chamber
Schubert Club.
Orchestra?
Mahler.
Mahler?
Cool. Yeah, so it looks like, oh, that's a video. Okay, whoops.
Is that with Mikhail?
It says, yeah, we clearly weren't ready for this one, but it's in the Game.wav channel, so you check it out if you want to check that out, because it does look really cool, and it is another little extracurricular in our community here. Is there any other things? We have a new person, Mr. Anderson. Nice to meet you. Welcome to our meeting here. How did you hear about us?
Matt, I go to this.
Nice. Okay. How long have you been coming to school here?
This is my second semester now, so.
Rad. Right on. How are you? Are you liking it?
A lot. I mean, I showed up here, so.
That's true. You did. Welcome. We're excited to have you. Anybody else have anything to announce? Okay. Well, let's move on. So playback feedback. Anybody got anything that they've been working on? I'll share something, but I don't want to share too much.
Share it all, Rob.
All right.
See everything.
Share it all.
Share everything.
Share.
Let's see here.
Deepest, darkest secrets.
Well, been doing a lot of demos, a lot of just playing around, kind of in between things. Space Mace is working on something,
Oh, nice.
which is pretty exciting.
Wow.
But we're on kind of hiatus again because of things that are happening in the community. But I can show something that I was playing around with. Currently, the game is titled, right now it's called Heads Will Roll. And that's all I'll really give you. But it's
Queen Mary simulation.
it's like
It's a dice game.
it's not a dice game. It's a friend slop game.
Ah, nice.
Yes. So,
Yeah, you do.
Heads will roll. Heads will roll. Heads will roll. Heads will roll.
thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Whoops. I kind of managing some microphones here. So
Like
yeah.
Frog fast, and I liked it.
Yeah. It's
I liked it too.
it's very inspired by Primus
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I can hear that.
I've just been doing a lot of weird stuff. Let's just trying to make something fairly unique sounding and just messing around. And that's one of the songs that I was kind of playing around with for that. Let's see. There was another one that wasn't
Reminded me
as.
how much I like Primus. It's been a while
Primus
since-
is amazing.
since I've listened to
Yes.
it.
I don't remember.
I like a lot of bands that are inspired by Primus.
What's Cat Sweater?
Um, you recognize it or something.
This is kind of an old one. This is for another Space Mace thing that got put on hiatus.
That was sweet.
Yeah, this was for a mystery game that we were kind of playing around with. Yes, definitely mystery vibes. I don't remember if anything else happened in this. I don't think it does. Let's see what else.
So these were all like recent, just like your
Yeah,
Just
messing
game
around.
ideas and stuff.
Yeah,
That's cool.
messing around. What's this one? I don't remember. What's the context? Yeah. So, well, so there was another game that we were, welcome. There was another game that Space Race is kind of playing around with a couple ideas, and one of them is called Traffic Wizard, and that's all I really have for you for that. But it would be driving in cars and wizarding. I think we were kind of thinking like Twisted Metal type thing almost, like, but that's we haven't really thought about it that much.
There's so many different directions you can go with that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was a technical reach.
What the hell's Lava Lamp? I don't even remember this. I guess I could show some stuff from Dice Tower. We just kind of finished up today until we know what the hell's going on with whatever's happening next. Actually, I kind of want to just, I don't know if I could play it. It might crash my computer plus ruin everything. It would be really cool to share what we've been doing with the audio side.
Yeah.
Because we kind of like finished up today on version 1 of the grander scheme of it. But I can kind of share some of the songs that we've been working on. I think everybody's heard some of this stuff, most of it. Nope, that's not. You're really seeing behind the scenes here. This is my entire hard drive here. Okay, let's see. What the hell is the game? Yeah, this one. Delver's Drop, yeah. I'm starting on that tomorrow. We're working on that again. I think that. There we go. Who is Carl? Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I know. My apologies. Carl's here, everybody. He's in the chat.
Hi, Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Hey, everybody says hi, Carl. Hello. Okay, so, well, the thing I did recently that was pretty cool was this Victory song. Is this the one, Victory 3? I think that is. So this is when you win. This is when you triumph the Dice Tower, finally, after grueling process. snaps here. I'm just kidding. I just like to say that. It's just funny. Actually, it's not Carl. It's Kyle N.
Right.
Sorry, Carl.
Sorry.
Kyle.
It said Carl. So, yeah. So, does anybody else have, this is not my sharing hour, so does anybody else have anything?
I would share one
Yes.
thing. Sure.
You want to send it through?
Working on, yeah.
We can do what we usually do, which is,
Yeah, I'll just airdrop it to you.
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, there's always like a few choices of Max.
Yes.
You got it?
So, is there any context behind this?
Yeah, it's a game I'm working on right now called Seafoam Empress.
Ooh.
So,
Wait, not Melton Idol.
Huh?
Not Melton Idol.
No, not Melvar Idol. Yeah, this one's a little bit different, or a bit of a change of pace, I guess. This one's a Metroidvania game. And this is like the boss battle music for just kind of the general boss battle music. So
Sick.
we'll do like a final boss battle as well.
Great.
But yeah, and he wanted something that was very Final Fantasy-esque. So
Okay.
which is fun. So I listened to a lot of old Final Fantasy boss battle music and got inspired by that. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there any visuals?
I wish there were visuals.
Okay, nothing yet.
No.
Okay. That's still cool. What's it called again?
Seafoam Empress.
Seafoam Empress.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
very much still in development.
Okay, cool. Let's see what we got here. Wait for it. I can see it. Sick, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. 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 Snappies. I just wanted to point out how I was excited for this because I saw these arrows.
Yeah, the little chromatic runs.
Yeah. This is awesome.
That's the most fun.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yes. Like Phantom of the Opera in the background. Just,
Yeah, right.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
there was a part in there too where he specifically wanted kind of a lift where there was kind of like a breath of like hopefulness.
Yeah, like a breath of fresh air, kind of, yeah.
Where like the hero, it's like the hero's theme coming in
Yeah.
almost, where it's like, hey, you actually have a chance to win this battle.
Like this right here.
There, yeah, especially like the second half where it
Yeah,
gets the
like, I heard it.
The yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
felt triumphant to me too.
Yeah, so I wanted to change because it's very dark the whole time until you hit that. So
It's a boss battle.
yeah.
Yeah, you kind of you only want a hint of the hope.
For sure.
Until you've won, then you get the whatever the thing you're gonna write that says you won the battle.
You won.
Yeah, the victory thing that I just did.
Yeah.
I just had an idea.
Okay, Jay has an idea. Everybody, what's that?
I just have a lot of ideas. So
He's got a lot of
Okay.
ideas.
So,
I'll get my notepad.
Yeah.
so yeah, like I was thinking maybe like he was like saying like victory is like you get the hope when you get the victory, and it was like, what if you don't get hope when you get the victory? What if you don't want the victory? What if you want to lose?
Oh.
What if you want to lose?
If you want to lose,
So you can just keep playing over and over?
maybe there's like
No,
an
like-
alternate ending.
Not like as in like like you die if you win.
Hmm.
Like you have to lose to move on with the game. Like if you
Oh, I see what you're saying.
like you're trying to lose, but it's like the rules. But to make that actually hard, it would have to be the world's easiest boss fight, whereas like the boss does like one thing and then it spawns a billion clones of its stuff that run around on the board. And if you hit one, then you do damage to the.
You should be making this game for them. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna put you in contact with them.
Yeah. You finish the game. That sounds great.
I
But
like the ideas.
that's awesome. What are you doing for what's going on under the hood here? What do you got going on under the
Is
hood?
that live guitar?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah. Neural DSP amp modelers mostly. Stephen Slate drums in there as well. Those are like very metal sounding drums, I guess.
Yeah.
So those are nice. And then a lot of Spitfire symphonic library orchestral stuff. Yeah, that's kind of it.
I have Trigger too. This is what I have.
Trigger's fun.
But what do you have?
I'm just using their Stephen Slate drums. So SSD5, I think.
SSD5.
Yeah, that right there.
This guy's drumming for you.
Yeah, they're very like prog
Yes,
sounding drums.
okay.
So they work for certain things and not everything.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
They're good for boss battles.
Yeah.
Um,
I was gonna say that's why I was like, that sounds pretty good. Like, I've been, I don't know. I think the more I write music in, like with VSTs, the more I can hear when drums don't quite sound right.
Sure.
And I never feel like I have the drums that I need. I've heard what I use is what the hell's it called?
What do you mean prog drums?
Like progressive rock, like very like compressed, like tight sounding drums.
Okay.
You know.
As opposed to like a louder sound, like a.
As opposed to, yeah, more open sounding drums, I suppose. Ones
Something
with
that
more
fits with more
reverb.
complicated patterns, I guess.
Yeah, the prog stuff is good for that. Yeah, because it's very tight and precise sounding. But yeah, it wouldn't work for like jazz.
I use addictive drums.
Oh yeah, I actually like addictive drums.
Addictive drums is really cool because it's just so fast and easy. You can just get going really quick.
Yeah, sure.
And actually for Josh's project, you know, what ended up happening a lot where I would grab a sample, like a drum sample, and then, you know, he would be like, that snare's too loud, or that's not the right snare. So what I would do is I would just export, I would take the audio, and I would, in Ableton you can convert it into MIDI samples.
Yeah.
So I would convert that drum track into samples, or into MIDI data, and then I would run it through addictive drums so that I could change the different sounds without having to like go find, because I wanted the same groove, but I didn't really want that sound, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So
That's a cool way of doing it.
yeah, yeah. That's one way I've been kind of going about it when I, you know, because like grooves can be really tough. And I use a lot of templates, a lot of the drum templates, and Contact has awesome drum templates.
Yeah.
Like right, basically all of their what is it? Just all their stock stuff from like when you get like complete ultimate or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Is this interesting?
Is there-
Is this
yeah,
interesting? Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why we're here, Rob.
I know. Well, I just want to make sure that you guys are actually like, it's not just boring.
I've always been annoyed with my drum sounds, so learning more about how other people are doing it
Yeah.
is actually really fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do it. I'm not like, you know, enough of a drummer.
I'm not either.
To like
I think,
give
I think drums are a common.
really tough.
Yeah,
It's one of those
a
things
common
that-
problem with a lot of
Yeah.
producers where you're always looking for good drum sound.
Absolutely.
You're
And-
not happy very often.
And I just end up using samples
Yeah.
and then like enhancing the samples with other samples or having another performance behind it or
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what like this is what I have. And then what's in it?
Yeah, what's their?
Ooh,
I
Guitar
forget
Rig's
their
pretty
drummer.
awesome.
They have like
um,
studio drummer or something.
Yeah.
Or Abbey Road drums?
Oh yes, Abbey
I think
Road.
that's what it is.
They've got a bunch of drums from like different. Man, let's see, included. They've got a bunch of cool drum styles, like different drum kits. Since let's see, sampled. This is the newest version. I don't have this one, but
I don't know.
Oh,
Sounds
this
very
is an amazing
Yeah.
piano. Very freaking cool piano. I use it all the time. It's hot though. Like you got to be careful with it because it can get. When I say hot, I mean like it can blow your face off if you're not careful. Where the hell is the drums? Oh, here we go. All right, battery.
I've used battery.
Drumlab, I use it a lot on Draugernauts.
Okay, yeah,
Drumlab has some cool sounds to it.
So would you say
It's actually not what I was thinking, but yeah, studio drummer. Pretty good. They've got like different. These are vintage ones are cool. I use these a lot. I use some of these in Draugernauts too. Yeah,
I need to use those more.
Yeah.
I forgot about Abbey Road drums.
And they've got a lot of really cool presets that just like you can. What I like about presets is that it's a starting point, so then you can manipulate it or take it apart or be like, I only want this. I don't want the snare here. I want to add my own snare. I want to add my own kick. But you just got like all the other things just ready to go, and the velocity is already, set, and the performance is there. So it's not just like my stupid do, ch, do, ch, or whatever the hell I'm doing.
It's interesting
That's
because,
me too.
Yeah, I've always written my own drum parts, and I'm not a
I think it's a
drummer,
waste
so
of
I have
time.
to like guess and learn my way through it. But then I've developed kind of my own style through that, which is it's interesting to contrast
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I want to make sure that okay. Yeah, yeah, drums are always one of those things that I'm like constantly trying to improve or get better at or make something interesting or actually I'm gonna go backwards a little bit here. Or no, we're still in the share time, right?
Yep.
Pretty sure we are. I did do something recently so I'm working on another game for my other company called Home Ghost, and we're working on this new project that's it's like a space game that how can I explain it? Not gonna.
What?
I'm just gonna show you this and then I'll tell you about it. I gotta think more about it. So this says ship, but it's probably not for a ship. I don't know exactly what it's for, but it's very rhythmic and it reminded me of drum stuff.
That style before?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. I think
That's pretty cool.
yeah, just like and really what I did for this was I took well, first of all, I just opened a random I went into Ableton and they've got like, their drum kits or whatever. And I grabbed a drum kit and I literally was just messing around on drums and I recorded it. I've been doing a lot of that lately where I'm just like, I'm just going to record everything and then I'm going to go back and listen for the little spots that actually have something usable. So I played for 20 minutes, messed around with the drums and all their goofy sounds, and then I'd find this like part that sounded like it could be consistent. And this is actually, I didn't have like an intended time signature, but I think it's in 4 and then it goes to 3. So it's an alternating 3 and 4.
Wouldn't that be 7?
It's not though, because 7 implies that something, it's 7 implies that it's related, but this is, I'm like taking a pause in it, so it doesn't feel like 7 to me. It feels like separate 4 and 3, because I was trying to count it, and I was counting it in 7. I was like, this doesn't feel right. Like the 1 is not correct, and I think that's the main part. Is like when it feels like the 1 is hitting, that's when, at least I decided that I think it's in 4 and then 3. So we can listen to it again and decide. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1. So I don't know. And if I was to count it in 7, 3, 5, 6. I mean, yeah, it could work. I don't know. For some reason, 4 and 3 works better in my brain. I don't really like counting that high. So I would much rather just like, I don't know. This was the me thing.
Are you controlling the ship or are you on the ship?
So what I was thinking for this would be like, this was like just like the ambience you'd hear in the ship. But now that we're kind of making the game more, it's like I don't really want a lot of stuff happening on the ship. I want it to be more sound design heavy. And I've actually been really kind of going that way more so nowadays. And I think maybe it's just better because I'm getting better at sound design. And I think I can tell a better, more interesting story with sound design, and then sprinkle in music. That's what I'm going to do with Scott on Radiant Expanse more so when I actually start working on that next month.
Yeah, Half-Life 2 is a really good example of that done well.
Yeah. There's a lot of games that, or I think.
That's what I should talk about for this. I should talk about how I played Half-Life 2 without the music, and it was even better.
Yeah, I do think that sometimes music, well, I know that I've been guilty of like, I want to make the most amazing music for this game, and then you kind of get this ego about it, and you're like, I want this music to be good, and then you stop saying game, and then that's the thing where I'm like, nope, I got to stop doing that, and because when you kind of like are making just music for the game, you're not really making music for the game. You're making music inspired by the game. So it's like, I want to make the music for the game. So sometimes that takes the ego. You got to like, it's not going to have as much melody as I want. It's not going to have as much going on as I want. It's not going to be the showcase here, but it is going to elevate the game. And that's what's important, I think, for me now, at least as an artist.
Yeah, that's one of the things I learned when I was originally writing the Dice Tower music. I couldn't do a lot of the things that I normally would want to do because it didn't fit the game.
Yeah, you really have to tailor it, I think, to like the experience of the player, because that's what we're doing it for. And I think that's where some, audio, where newcomers to the industry can get it a little wrong, because I know I did. I was like, oh, I want to be Nobu Uematsu, I want to make the best melodies ever, and I want to like make the coolest stuff. But it's like, the reason why he wrote music like that back then, they didn't have dialogue, first of all. So we needed things that are memorable to like tie in with these characters. Like it's not like it's like it was a different time period, different kind of game, different kind of experience. So I think as games have evolved with more complexity, I mean, we certainly have tons of stuff that we still need very much melodic stuff. But I think that sound design can be just as interesting and even more so sometimes than like a straight up song. So,
What about if you have the opportunity to do it the other way around? That is, you're starting Greenfield and you make the song and you base the game off of the song.
I think that there are some people that definitely do that. Like you'd have to talk to like developers who, are making something and they're like really excited about a song. I know that like, for example, I know that pretty sure I heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but Goose Game, I think that they had the intention of using that song that Debussy, I think it's Debussy. No, that doesn't sound right. There's this particular piano piece that's used in the game that's like tied to everything. And that particular piece I think was really inspired to use for the game. So it was like, I could have that backwards, but I know that that was a big part of the success of the audio in that game, is the fact that it was so tied in to how the goose moves and how it messes around with the environment and stuff like that, and it moves with the character. So that's a really good example of something really interesting that game audio is doing. That's like, he didn't write that song. That was, a classical composer, but they reinterpreted it for that game and made a completely new performance with it because of how it was integrated in the game. So, yeah, very interesting. I'm gonna have to play that game soon. Again,
It's a good co-op.
it's a good one. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun and silly and light, which I think all of us need a little bit of that right now, especially in Minnesota. Cool. Well, that was fun.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. So now we're going to do what I'm now calling sound reveal, where we watch a clip that I've kind of chosen previously, and we talk over, some elements of like what we would do with the sound design. Not the music. We're not going to focus on music. Music is for playback feedback. Now we're going to be focusing on sound design and how we could bring this game to life with a clip that we'd have no sound for. And if you play this game, mute it in your head. Nobody's heard of this game. It's never been played before. No one's ever heard of it. So no one's ever heard of this game. I also can't play the sound because I might get in trouble. So that's why we're also doing this.
How convenient.
Yeah, how convenient, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to play, this is like the beginning of the game, right? This is like the start. So we're going to watch probably like 5 minutes or so and like kind of get some ideas going. You can kind of shout some stuff out, but more focus on what you're seeing and what is actually happening in the game. Because we want to define some things before we even start throwing things out. Because if we just start yelling out sound effects that we think are going to be in there, we miss the point of how it's connected to maybe further things down the line in the game. Because we're kind of putting our sound designer caps on as if we were in charge of the audio for this game. So I'm going to play it, and we're just going to, I'll stop at some point that makes sense, but so clearly we've got this is a fantastic game, I'm just going to say it.
You got some rock thuds for sure.
Okay, so a lot of banging, breaking stuff.
A lot of smash.
Different kinds of smash.
Yes.
Yeah, different
He's
materials.
not picking
Probably
those
something for
up.
collecting the gold.
Well, he's not really picking them up.
He's picking them up. You can see in the top corner that it's adding to it when the gold.
There's a
Oh, okay,
shatter,
okay.
and then there's a pickup that's separate from the
Oh,
shatter.
when they flash.
Yeah. So it looks to me like it's smashing game, or you smash the terrain and you get stuff, and you have to traverse the landscape. So let's pause right there, and we'll go back and we'll kind of start building some words around this. So what's the setting?
Underground.
Underground. Yep.
It's gonna be maybe underground sound, heat.
Yeah. So spatially, we're in tight spaces. It looks like, but the spaces change as we hit the rocks. So that could be a very interesting physics, like special reverb. That's one thing that I have not thought about much on this game, but could be extremely complicated and interesting to go about. What else? So we're underground, smashing things. We've got what feedback do we have for players? Like, is there, or like what
You need to have different collision sounds based on how much they give to the punch.
So velocity.
Yeah, so if it's something that breaks immediately, it doesn't sound very hard. It's like it just immediately shatters. If you have some give, but it will eventually break, then there's kind of some kind of progression in order to get to that point where it fully breaks.
So we have punches. So not to interrupt, but we have punches that are more complex than just one punch.
Right.
We've got several, maybe like a quick punch, a harder punch, or something. There's definitely something to the punch. That's the main mechanic, it looks like. That's like the glue. That's what makes this game interesting. There's also something going on here when he claps his hands, or I've never played this game before, so I don't really know. I didn't beat it or anything. I don't really want the DLC or anything. I really do. So I don't know if I saw it, but he does this like slapping on the ground, and it does something.
Like an earthquake. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Let's just look for it, kind of.
It's what?
That right there.
It's collecting the gold pickups and then.
What is that? This might not be the best example of it because it's a little hard to see, but
Is it a class?
Yeah, that was it right there. Actually, if you go back.
yeah,
I wonder if there were two.
right there.
things.
Oh, he does like hit the ground?
And then something happens.
Slam, yeah. You get like a.
It seems important.
sonar
It
thing.
seems important. Yeah. So it looked like when that happened, you're getting. It's like a catch-all. It looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like you're kind of catching everything in a vicinity that a certain
Yeah.
like a what's that called? Echolocation or echo.
It's like a shockwave.
Shockwave slam, yeah. So okay, so we've got punches, and then we pick up stuff with either walking into them or we slap the ground so that we can absorb things around us. Things that I don't think it's everything. I think it's important to. I think it's just things you have already hit.
Right. So things that are exposed.
Yeah, things that have already been exposed. Like yeah.
There's also a little bit of terrain deformation that happens each time you slap. Not as much as when you're punching, but it's slightly there.
Yeah. So okay, so as audio designers for this, we would have to think about lots of punching sounds, lots of like pickup sounds, stuff that like, we're getting gold, it looks like, but they're also on the screen, it looks like there's some balloons or whatever the hell that is. We got some whatever this is, and this is the gold. So we've got like more than just, one second KJ, we've got more than just, picking up gold. And we don't even know what that's for yet, but we know it's probably important because we're collecting it. And if we're collecting it, we're probably going to use it for something. So let's jump much further into the game.
Oh, you've got people being punched. Well, monkeys being punched.
So we're getting more to like the heart of like what maybe is happening in the game, like what we're doing. But it looks like something just happened there. Like, what the hell was that?
Make music.
So I'm gonna play that again.
You have like a creature on you.
Yeah.
He's also whistling.
So it looks like you can, another mechanic, besides punching, besides slapping the ground, you can also whistle. And it does something to to whatever this ominous looking thing is. And we know it's probably a bad thing when it's purple and that face and void. It's not the most pleasant of words. And it looks different than everything else.
Except for the little creature. He's purple too.
That's true. But it's on you. And so
I would never think that that was whistling, but...
yeah? You don't see that, the little music notes?
Well, I mean, definitely singing or making noise or something, but
Like
Well,
go
if you
like
look at
our
the
perspective,
length,
yeah, like
Yeah. You just punched the crap out of that and something just happened and it just broke. So it looks like to me that the whole point of this game is to break things and then like use sound to actually defeat, something. That's what it's starting to look like to me. What
an
do
audio
you guys?
designer's dream.
Audio designer's dream. Yes. Maybe this is the perfect sound design game. It's very interesting. You should definitely play it.
For accessibility, maybe add the ability to hear empty spaces activity so you know what direction you can or should go.
Yeah, I think that a 3D spatialized audio is going to be massively huge in this, especially just to give us a sense of space. Because I could see this game being really frustrating if you get stuck somewhere. I mean, you could punch your way out or whatever, but it could probably get frustrating to just be disoriented, So audio could really give us that cue to do that. Looks like we've got all sorts of ways we can use the terrain to actually defeat enemies.
Yeah, you're
Ripping the ground out, smashing.
You're gonna need a lot of different smash.
Yeah, a lot of different. So how do we distinguish those? That's the thing that's going to be the hardest to do in this game, is to distinguish the different terrain sounds from the different other sounds, and it's going to be really challenging to kind of find the heart of each sort of thing, especially if it's a mechanic. Like, they're actually teaching us how to use this.
Is the green stuff supposed to be like solid or is it like goop?
It's like vines.
Looks like
Okay,
vines.
fine.
Yeah.
That was like supposed to be crystal.
Yeah, so he's hitting those. Looks like everything is really based on sound too. So there's like this kind of like
Street.
Scott gets it. So this game seems to have this theme of like on the nose sound stuff. Like it's got the waypoints are literally a tuning fork. So sound is going to be massively important to this game. The success of this game, I think, because this is all interesting to watch, but if we don't have if we're disconnected from the sounds in the world, it's going to really fall flat. So it looks like we've got like weird little helicopter things too that you can hit, and if you fall, looks like you can come back up. So what kind of terrains have we been seeing so far?
rock and metal.
Rock and metal.
Now it's metal.
A lot of metal, a lot of rock. Yeah.
Also gold and horn, vine thingies.
You mean like the gold?
Like gold and the other stuff.
Oh, like
Oh, he wants some Skittles. Scott wants the Skittles.
wants the Skittles that you brought back.
Skittle boy.
What is this again? Donkey Kong what?
Bonanza.
Okay.
Yep, Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Switch too.
B-A, not B-O.
So we've got, for the most part, I've only seen kind of two. I'm going to kind of just go through here. So we've got, looks like stone.
Stone,
kind of like
sturdy.
animals, dirt or mud.
Yep, dirt. We've got this, this looks like vegetation. So how many of that right now? So we got stone, we got rock, stone and rock are the same. Stone, dirt, vegetation,
There were like
metal.
crystals too. There was like
Crystals,
there.
but yeah, crystals could be something, because that might sound really different than.
I think that would sound different, like smashing it at least.
Yeah, at least smashing it.
You
Like
smash
almost
like
like you walk
glass
over
or
it.
shards.
Well, you could walk on it, you could smash it. Some things, depending on their how fragile they are, you could fall right through them, like in the
Yeah.
ice worlds and stuff. But I've never played this game, so I don't know.
It's very clever with that Bonanza.
let's go back a little bit.
You've never played this game.
I've never played it. I don't know what this is. Cutscenes.
I love that face.
So this right here would be extremely fun to, like, it's clearly comedic.
Could be like a cartoony
Yes.
kind of sound when he's poking.
And then probably some like pretty vicious pulling. But this is clearly important because it's a little cutscene.
Oh,
This is but it's got, see, Void. It's got this stuff on it.
Like null and void?
Yeah.
I have some boring
Yeah, yeah.
eyes going.
So we got some dialogue too. All right. So what do we got so far? How many sounds have we compiled? Sort of. We've got traversing the world, so punching, different punches, just a lot of movement. Even the feet, like you've got to like run, and he probably can walk. He probably can, do all the different things because this is just the best image to stop on too, by the way. So we've got like places, and since it's like the graphic quality is and like the animation quality is so high, we could maybe get away with less sound on some things because we don't. It's, in my opinion. Well, I'd like to know your opinion. How difficult do you think? No, maybe not difficult. I'm trying to think. Keep telling me sounds that we still need, or we've come up with so far.
Multiple types of terrain.
Jumping, some sort of jumping sound.
When he was interacting with whatever that thing was, I would imagine there's certain things that it's bouncing around, it makes noise of it against the terrain and it against his hands.
And his back, yeah.
Yeah.
Could sound different, yeah.
That might be a detail that's might be too much, but
Okay.
maybe. I mean, what we really have to think about the game design here. What are we actually doing?
Right. That's a cutscene, I think.
So like, what are we doing?
We're
Following the talking rock.
running.
But
So different footsteps for different terrains.
There's a roll.
Oh, there is a roll.
what do those sound like before he even gets to them?
Does it have a sound? Does it need a sound? That's why I think it's important to really,
I think so because you're introducing a new thing.
like a new enemy.
Yes.
It's also
Or it's-
establishing a presence.
Yes.
That's a good point.
It's special.
Little more
You got
smashing
brain
sounds.
pause when you're hitting stuff.
Let's skip the cutscenes.
So with a brain pause, you probably want a really punchy sound, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of that effect.
So right here, this is important. You're trying to use this rock's voice to basically get rid of the big bad stuff. Making music, and it tells you where to go. So it's like a what, third mechanic now? We've got breaking stuff, just basic platforming basically. We've got music.
Yeah, climbing.
Wow, climbing, punching up. I don't know if that needs to sound different than other punches, but like that looked kind of glassy in my opinion.
Yep,
Like
that's
the-
like the crystals.
Yeah, the crit. Yep,
And if you roll, it's going to sound different than when you walk.
yep. That
Even
too.
Whether you're 2 feet, 4 feet, or on all fours, or rolling.
Yeah, it's a lot of camera.
Give that high five.
Ooh, what's that terrain sound like?
Yeah, that looks. What does it look like? It looks kind of like
Weird
metal. to me.
metal. Like
But it-
space metal.
But yeah, space metal. So it could have like an ethereal effect to it as well.
Reverb?
Maybe not reverb, because reverb implies, in this context, I think it implies space.
Okay.
Reverb
you're in a
might-
cave.
Yeah, reverb might muddy the sound, might be kind of confusing.
Okay.
But I think reverb in this world is really important because it can tell us if we're underground or not, because there's definitely levels in which we can probably go up on top of surfaces. It's not going to all be underground. But see, that's the,
Or if you're in a tunnel versus a
yeah, a tunnel
cavern.
versus a cavern versus, and it can mold. It can change. So it's not like baked in. It has to happen. You can't just bake the reverb in and just put a generic reverb. It has to kind of be based on the physics of it all.
Oh, there's a barrel blast.
Classic.
You gotta have that.
Talking to goofy looking monkeys.
Is it talking
Does that
English?
affect? Does the effect around that gold thing have a noise as it goes?
Yeah, does it? Do you think it's important? It might not be important. It might just be cool and interesting.
That's what the thing says.
So, can I skip ahead?
Interesting game. It's an odd game.
Better that than an even one.
So besides things that are happening in the world, what are things that we as players need to hear that like Donkey Kong and the people in the world aren't really necessarily hearing?
Like waypoint sounds or something, like when there's
Or like
a
Point sounds.
notification.
when you get something, like when you pick those up,
Yeah, when you
not necessarily need to hear that. Like Donkey Kong might not necessarily hear it.
Flash.
When any of your stats in the upper corner change.
Yeah, like those bursts of
Yeah.
light,
Yeah.
those probably need a sound. Pressing buttons, just generic sort of UI stuff.
Do you mean buttons in the game or buttons on the console?
Buttons press L1, press X or whatever. Like some of these things probably need confirmation that like we pressed it.
Because that's a lot of sound.
It's a lot of sound.
Wouldn't that be too much?
It definitely could be. That's my question to you.
Or is it or is it something you do super subtle because it's done so much, like a really low
Yeah,
sound, quiet, but you know when you hear a lot of it.
yeah. Let's go back to the beginning and I wanted to kind of overwhelm you with the idea of this game because I think you need to think of it on a bigger scale before you can micro it. So, where was that?
I feel like the big thing with all the destruction is like you kind of need like a quality spectrum of like the stuff that's just dirt that's just kind of in your way versus the stuff that you like has valuables in it. So
Yeah.
like, as you're hitting it, it's like you can kind of tell that you should be hitting this.
Yes.
Like this is the important stuff to destroy.
Right.
Versus like the
Yeah.
just standard dirt and stuff that's all around.
Yeah, because it could make a sound. Everything could make a sound, but what is important? Because we have to decide what is important and what isn't. And I think you need to really think about the game design when you are looking at this and saying, okay, Donkey Kong is clearly trying to get all this stuff. And here's an important part.
It's important.
Like to me,
Boom,
it's more important to hear the whatever the gold rewarding sound is should be heard on the punch more so than picking the stuff up. Because like it feels like more of a mining game.
Yeah.
It's like when you hit something really valuable,
Okay.
immediately you hear the sound, and then when you pick stuff up, you probably need something, but that's not. To
Yeah,
me, that's
I mean-
not as rewarding as the like just right there where it's just like he hasn't collected a lot of that yet, but he like
Just did right there. Yeah.
the few punches there like should feel really good.
Yeah. So let's say like we're just designing from here to the banana. What are all the things we need from here to that banana?
So kind of a new type of terrain.
Ground, smashing gold, smashing banana, eating
Let's
banana.
see here. Let's see if that's the case. But yes, most of what you said. I don't know about some of the smashing things. So okay, yep. Smashing gold.
He turned right back
The
around.
shockwave maybe. is the
Shockwave.
triggers.
Running.
Is this a new type of terrain or is it just shinier in here?
It's just shinier.
Okay.
Because the
So
banana
smashing the
sound is
banana.
on the gold.
we got a little cut scene, smashing the banana. Then we've got this triggering here, boom. We've got like a, literally, this is important because there's words.
That's a musical moment.
Boom, boom, boom. He eats it.
Yeah, the eating's all.
And look at his tongue is all like, it's clearly like a important. So yeah, so from here, oops, sorry, from here to there, we've got how many sounds as terrain? We got hitting. We got the gold, the cutscene, the. This is why I want someone to write it down, but.
I'm doing a mediocre job.
Okay, good. Okay, so from right here at 1 minute and 10 seconds, we'll start here. Okay, one more time. So running, punching, collecting, shockwave, running, on dirt or zone.
There's bats.
Bats. Yeah.
Eating.
Grabbing a banana.
Notice that.
Okay, so we're uncovering more as we watch this. Okay, so
Feels sort of like the banana should have a hum or some kind of like.
maybe just like some kind of
Just a little
proximity
bit,
effect. Yeah.
Sounds like Mirror movie.
Okay, so a proximity effect.
Should make it so when you first like see it appears on the screen, it just goes. No,
just in the background all the time.
I'm imagining a Lovecraftian version of this.
Okay, I'm gonna go back again. So we know that stuff. I didn't even see the bats either before. So okay, running, and and then reverb will have to be a thing we think about too. So
Did a sound happen when you brought the tutorial pop up?
good question. Do you think we need to know? There is quite the visual. It's quite the visual aid right there. I don't know if we necessarily need something to say, "Hey, I'm here," the tutorial. It's more like I think that's there as like a visual, like, "Hey, if you don't understand what to do here, this is probably what you do." And it's even got this whole yellow, totally different contrast.
Yeah.
It actually can kind of be a little confusing in my opinion, because it's like telling you to do something, but it's pretty straightforward.
If you played it.
Yeah, but I've never played it, so.
Now it's interesting how the "Oh Banana" is written like it's spoken. Like it's not just something that pops up as a title, it's literally the phrase "Oh Banana," which sounds like it's a spoken phrase, so do we say something in response to that?
Yeah, it's like Batman.
Oh yeah, there's an exclamation point. It's the color of the banana. There's definitely some cues.
Oh, banana.
Yeah.
Oh, banana.
All right. So let's break the rules and let's listen to it. Let's see how we did. One thing we haven't talked about at all before I do that is ambience.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about anything ambience. Because like
Music.
well, music, we don't talk about music right now.
Okay.
But
Like grunting and stuff too.
yeah, like
Sound
what are the
like air.
different what are those different sounds? Because this is like, what is this, a serious game?
Seems, yeah.
Seems really serious.
Yeah, very dark.
Really dark and
Gritty.
gritty. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cartoony. So I'm guessing Donkey Kong is going to have a lot of silly sounds or
Cartoony, yeah.
over the top, probably, really to showcase,
I mean, you're literally punching the ground and breaking.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty goofy. It's pretty over the top too. I'm gonna play one more time before we do this. And so, like, with the lens of environment, what do we hear in caves? Or I
Lots
guess
of openness.
Echo.
so it might actually be more about that reverb, the
Like audio dripping, water dripping.
water dripping, depending on if there's water by but even so, like there's moisture. So
when he steps, it's not just soil, it's wet soil.
it could be.
It
Definitely
looks
could
pretty
be.
woody. Yeah.
It definitely could be. So it's something to think about for sure. I mean, it does look like there's quite a lot. Look, it's like he's in like mud. It looks like almost. Yeah, he's like
You at least have some kind of like noise that goes on so that you don't have dead silence, because that's what feels weird.
I would say like a scary wind droning feels like it'd be appropriate for a cave.
Yeah, yeah, something such as that. Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so now let's listen. Let's listen and see how we did.
Grunts. It's not expecting those voices.
All right, let's listen one more time. I don't want to get in trouble. Just one more time.
There's no music.
That's true. You're right. You're right. So we can listen.
Maybe they can copyright the banana.
Scary wind cave droning sound.
Scary. Yep.
I definitely don't like his voice. That one's the
Like too high
initial.
pitched should be like.
Yeah, it feels like a human. Like it feels like just a dude, like a guy. Like
Yeah. It kind of does. Well, how would you go about that?
it feels like it needs to be probably a little deeper.
Yeah.
Like it sounds a little too.
Yeah.
Monkey-like, not gorilla-like.
But remember the fact that this is supposed to be goofy.
Yeah.
Supposed to be animated. Supposed to be very.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it can be that while also still being like,
Yeah, it could be.
versus like the littler monkeys could make,
Yeah.
higher pitched.
It
It's
feels
true.
like Chris Pratt as Mario, right? It's like
A little
very
bit.
just like-
A little
it's
bit.
like that's fair.
Let's hear it one more time. So much detail in that running. Listen to that running.
Nice.
Even all that. So much sound.
There's definitely a little bit of proximity.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Which is pretty good. I guess it's a gem, so it kind of.
Yep. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for playing Sound Reveal with me on this January 15th. As you can see, a lot more is going on than we probably would have just assumed or thought would probably be there. A lot goes into the thought process of this kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm hungry, really hungry. So yeah, snaps. Yeah, we can do snaps.
Please snap.
Snaps. Is there anything we feel like we haven't said that we want to say about this?
So I'm interested in how you go about mixing all of these sounds
Mm.
together, because there's a whole ton of different sounds, and if you don't have them occupying different spaces, that could real easily become overwhelming. But it sounds like they put a lot into a lot of different spectrums.
Yeah. So, in my personal opinion, when you're doing something like this, you really have to put things in categories. Like, you really have to say, if I want a lot of glass sounds or I want a lot of these types of sounds, we really have to only occupy certain spaces in the frequency spectrum or overwhelm with sound, and that's just part of the like, because in a sense I think that's what they're kind of going for, overwhelm with sound, because it's so like crazy, zany almost, like to smash things. Like there's not really many games that just destroy constantly, and like that's the main mechanic. Well, there's a lot of games like that, but
And the target audience also likes busy.
yeah, exactly. So I think when it comes down to mixing, I would probably do the mixing within the actual sound effects rather than, I mean, I would do a global, like I would probably put like, destructibles in a separate bus, and like other things would duck when I'm hearing those, because those are the most important sounds. Like that's the stuff that we would talk with the game designers and be like, what's important here? But like we see that the visuals are definitely cueing us that smash, smash, smash. I want to hear smash. I want it to feel good. So that's what they did.
Trent was saying earlier, maybe that's why the voice is more in that mid-range, because you've got a whole lot of high and a whole lot of low.
Yeah, you don't really want to add a lot of that punch in the throat too, because we've got so much punch in the punches. Like that, like thump is probably better occupied in the punches than. I bet they had to make a choice. They had to say.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were sitting around saying that voice is too low because it's competing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So that's what I mean by like I would do it while I was actually making the sound effects. And I mean, that's what I think a good sound designer does anyways, is like I want to occupy this spectrum of the frequency spectrum and contrast it with this at the same time, so it's like not overlapping and kind of making a muddy mix. But this is really clean, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's very tactile.
Yeah.
Feels like it's all in my face and it's in my ear holes. Yeah.
Technically.
Technically it is. I don't know, I'm just saying things now.
Yeah. I feel like some of the, I don't know how much, it feels a little too tinkly. Like
Too
some of
tinkly.
the stuff is too, it actually is kind of irritating. It's not as like,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel very good for some of that stuff. It gets a little too high, I think.
But I think that I think that the game design is interesting enough where the compromises sometimes need to be made. Where you like, it's not going to be perfect, but the idea of being able to punch anywhere basically, that you want is still more fun than the idea that like, oh, but the sound might not work all the time, right?
Yeah.
I still think it works, and I think that's why it's fun, and I think that's why, the sound design is successful in this. But, if we were doing it, maybe we would take a lot of that higher end stuff out of there and save it for other stuff, and more so. The one thing that I think that is lacking a little bit is the oomph on some of those punches, but I think there's a lot of oomph in the game, just in general. There's like a lot of reason to make a lot of like low end, like chest thumpy kinds of sounds. So you really have to determine the spectrum of like, when am I going to use it like a really deep thud, and when I'm going to use like a sort of good thud.
Yeah.
So there's like levels of like deciding which ones. I could see this being extremely difficult to actually make sound good and interesting.
Overloaded on too much heavy thump.
Yeah.
And that's even before you introduce music into
Yeah.
the literal mix.
Yeah.
Can we see some of the void stuff, like that little dude?
Music's pretty cool.
All right, probably will get in trouble for that. So.
Well, hey, if Nintendo sues us, that means we're legit enough.
That's
to get
true.
sued.
Let's go back here though.
One that's yeah, the rock chattering.
Yeah, that's really nice. What? Okay.
Very human whistling sound.
I usually just skip this stuff. But yeah. So Does that answer some questions?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions or interests, or will you let me go to the bar and eat finally? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I definitely want to know if there's any questions.
It's funny, I feel like we've done this fully like twice now, right?
Yeah.
And both times I've been disappointed.
With
Once we hear the sounds.
yeah.
It's like it like sounds better in my head or something.
Yeah.
Trent is hard to please.
Trent is hard to please.
Yeah.
You just have to design the audio yourself.
Yeah. I guess you just have to.
I don't know. I could not do better.
There's
but,
a lot. There's a
but
lot
just
to do
like-
there.
Yeah. I definitely could not do
That's so fun.
better or anywhere close to that. But
Yeah.
Time mentally hyping it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sucks.
This is terrible. Man, Nintendo, they really need to
Wow.
up their quality
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
Ugh. Trent over here.
What is this
Disappointed.
game?
Right.
Very disappointed by this music.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's
Yeah.
an opinion, and I think
Yeah.
it's a valid one.
Well, I think, and it's like maybe disappointed is the wrong. Maybe it's more just like in my head I was going different directions, and then you hear it that way, and it's kind of like I liked mine better or something.
I mean, yours isn't
Yeah.
real, but
Yeah.
it.
Right. No, absolutely. I'm just saying, like if you start making those creative decisions, and then you want to hear, like I want to hear my version or
Yeah.
something. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I remember like DC Universe, like on all our dialogue, we would record everything in-house first, and sometimes just like the designers or whoever you could grab, you would just
Yeah.
record yourself doing it, even if you're crappy. But we had certain people in the studio that were like actually genuinely good, and some of them still ended up in the game. And like there was this one boss fight I did with this character, and one of our producers did the voice like internally, and he fucking killed it. He was awesome, and the audio director like made the decision to get somebody else to do the actual final audio, and I was so mad because it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of stuff was like, it's not that it was bad, it was like a different take, and it just didn't fit. For me, it was
Yeah.
just like this is the character, and now it's like a different voice. So it's kind of reminded me of that situation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, to you, this is what you want, and then it changes and it's not.
Well, it sounds to
good.
me like you appreciate more of the rawness of what comes right away, like the first thing almost.
Yeah.
Whereas like from an audio designer perspective, sometimes it's about consistency in the entire game.
Yeah.
So, they might have been like, that's cool, but I don't know if we can have that for everything.
Yeah.
For this character with boss fight or
Right.
whatever. So that could have been one way they were thinking about it.
Yeah.
Or they just wanted to hire someone that had something that they could say,
Yeah.
this person did.
I think it was a
sound.
better, I forget who replaced him, but
That's
we had some
that
actors in that.
I've definitely done that before, where I'm like, I really like this sound, but it's really low quality, or it's like maybe not perfect, but it has a lot of character, and I think that's the trade-off a lot of the time in these situations when we have to decide, well, do I want that? What approach do I want to go with, and what kind of fits the vibe of the game? What kind of So I mean, it's just like making a record or something, like with a band. It's like sometimes someone will do a scratch track with a 58, and there's plosives and there's sibilants everywhere, but the emotion of it is incredible. So it's like we try it again and we try it again, and it's just not there. And we go with that take, and it's up to someone like me to make it sound as best as it can.
Yeah.
And then maybe add some layers of harmonies or something under it, so you kind of mask some of that stuff, and then like that's the take, because it's about the emotion of it. It's about what you're trying to go with. So, so
Yeah.
so I could see that being a very similar situation.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I think producers get, like they can get kind of tunnel vision on some things and feel like they need it to be quality controlled when maybe it doesn't actually need to be. I don't know. So it's an interesting way to think about bigger projects, I think. Big projects.
Right.
Because like if we were to like talk about like Katamari, you know, some of those sounds are not that good sounding. Like they like singularly they sound kind of poorly recorded, or but like that's the charm of it. That's like why it's fun and weird and interesting and different. And not to mention the like weird ass controller that you got to use. But I was playing Katamari recently. That's why I was saying.
Yeah.
But that game has some weird sounds and like some egregious sounding stuff too. But it works because it's part of that weird world, you know.
Yeah.
So. Anybody else have any thoughts, concerns, questions, anything? Well, I say this is the most successful January Game.wav meetup that we could have ever had.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Set the record.
so
Almost like it's the first one.
almost like it's the first one ever. Yeah, let's go to champs with 2 P's.
Not 2 S's.
Not 2 S's.
Just like your snap with 2 P's.
Thank you for everyone that came to the stream, or yeah, all the things.
Bye, Carl.
Bye, Carl, who is actually Kyle.
Bye, Carl.
Bye, Carl, who's Kyle.
You know what you need when you buy a computer?
Oh, wow.